tani tomar nga tso terang dana yung kenga tani bobai na re tani mayimba mozamba re tsamala tomar tani gongmo delak kan samjigin.
So I'd like to first by saying good evening to everybody who's come here tonight, both Tibetans and people from other places as well.
Tini terang atso tini Australia jarnzikal hopcha dinala yongne ngatson chatchit tini sheke gorkub yosungwa tela ngape gabo sungsung.
And I'm very pleased to have this opportunity tonight here at ANU to be able to speak with you.
Tini terang tsangma ngarang chatchit dela tini nyansa yongwala tini tujichi jigin.
So thank you everyone for coming to this teaching tonight.
Tini terang atso gang shabadi atso gang shakre zena tso atso tani nangchu la tene teng atso semti par ke yangbo shegona kanti shegore zeni tang atso josha tendis kapshang tendis shakre.
So the topic tonight is how from a Buddhist perspective, we go about making our minds very open and very wide and living in this manner.
Tini nga tso tangrib ke mo chigla tini samlo tangna shok chigni nga tso ko samlo ti par gyachimbo da ke yangbo tini ke jeyang da tini gyachi njogo yo res shok chigni samlo tangna.
From one point of view, we might say that contemporary people or modern people, that their minds or their attitudes are becoming increasingly open.
Teni pe nga tso murugyenare, chulugyenare, teni nga tso me papa teni khatok njada manja parla yenare, tso changma parla teni nga tso ji panchang chik la teni shung yangbo, ke yangbo shi ki tso tola. Teni ngama la tuna lo gya gong la tuna teni tarta titola teni pe har yakbo ke yangbo yakbon ro ndu yore sin zambolong tola.
If we look at it in terms of attitudes to people's different ethnicities or different religious beliefs, different colors of skin, etc., we might say that attitudes today are somewhat improved on what they were 100 years ago.
Teni yang shok chini shal sana teni nga tso ko samlo te halepa ko tobu re kanduzi.
However, if we look at it from another perspective, we might say that in other ways we're extremely narrow in our attitudes or frames of mind.
Teni samlo te ko chetok re ne teni nga tso teni samlo ti ngupo chila teni tambo shini zung ne teni ta tamdo zung ne teni shini ta teni ko tobu re. Teni samlo chik nga tso teni ngupo chik la tampo shini zong ne par tang matapa teni chak yore ze tarta.
You might say that we have clasped onto an object, material object, in an extremely tight way, almost an increasingly tight way, and have become extremely narrow in one sense.
Teni ti ngi ti no ne nga tso samlo te ze ke yangbon ra ore o pa ti thone teni nga tso rungni manjawa yin nanja, murug manjawa yin nanja, teni chik la panchang kuwa yakbo lenya dang, chik la teni thumo dang rugbo yungwa dang, tsu ko tola yang nga tso la halipa panto yang yungganduzi.
Now, of these two different, or these two reverse trends, the first one, our tendency to becoming increasingly open or wide, this coming about through increasing interactions, increasing contact between people, improved education, etc. This is clearly a very beneficial trend.
Teni samlo ko tobu re ne teni nga tso ngupo chila tambo shi ni zong ne teni par tang matapa teni samba par kashi anda o teni shi matapa ti teni nga tso tsowa ga tola teni yang mi ger kan tsowa ga tola yang pe nyota mambo zuri yungandus.
However, the opposite trend, and that is to be so grasped so tightly onto a particular object that we're simply not able to release our grip. This is something that brings us great strife in our individual lives.
Tendri yendi ta nga tso natun titini takchaya ti kan rizq che ndi soso ger kan chowa ga thola tini cha natun mambu zini chadya khabar mi soso simkham ga thola tini natun mambu zini chadya ti thola tini condition takchu she gore samni mi mambu samlo tanga yore je tarta.
In terms about how to go about addressing this latter problem, this latter issue, how to go about addressing it from a psychological perspective is something that many people are thinking about or contemplating these days.
Perna simkham rugpa ga tini samlo tana tini muso sim ga thola tini ko to bore zimba chimbore tini ngubo chiga thola par tini nzini tini sheryung mashiwa o tini ga thola natun ti takcho ya ga tondala tini simkham rugpa ga yang ko so jimjik je tini man mambo le tini shene te tapshi mambo tangan dusi.
In psychology, there's a great deal of research, energy, and effort devoted to developing drugs to address people's fixations on particular things, their inability to release attachments and to cling and grasp obsessively.
Tani tsaruk na tani ngaso yang te labala jimjik shene tani mi labala jimjik shene yang te la tapshi mambo zte kanri ga tani yang tsaruk pa ga nane wangsa ga tani tsaruk pa te so yang tani jimjik she ndo se.
And there are scientists, cognitive scientists, neuroscientists who are investigating similar things at the level of the cognitive functions of the mind.
Ta yenna yang tani tsoma ga tani jimjik mambo che ga yore ta yenna ta tapshi hale pa ga yakbo zu tarong ni yo mares.
But despite all the great research energy that is being devoted to these issues, we could say that not a particularly successful method for resolving these issues has yet been discovered.
Tani simkham rugpa ga tani shirtang ka tapshi koso mambo zu ta jegan duta yenna ga tani koso tamjik yang koso tani ta mi sem ga tani dungor ta sem ga toni naton mambo zu takcho ya tela te mutsola man thone man ga thone tani ta man mambo zane dit tani te tapshi ta pesho tang ndoze semkum rugpa inna.
In the psychologists and in psychology, of course, there are many approaches that are taken, but one of the main ones is for patients who are afflicted with such conditions to rely on medication.
Perna nistong trikolola tani sem go to perna tongsir kanna te chore ta ti tongsir kanna la so pa semkum kanna te so tamje po phamba ga tin mang ga thola te ni perna america ga na nistong trikolola te ni lu chikana la ko so ro song kari jam du zena te ni argor te ni tongsir trigya ta dunche tamba te ni ga ro song jam du.
It was reported that in the year of 2006, the amount of money that was spent on medication for depression in America was $6 billion.
Tini inna tini ta man to so zana ti nerkab zam tini pantho yok yore ma tok ba tini korang ko sem gnang ke tini natun te so tsawani thachun roya tini tarong yang yong ya mare.
And of course, such medication can bring temporary relief. However, it's not able to address in a long-term sense the root causes of these problems.
Tani nga cho tarta tani yang chu nyen kha tin di sarwa zalam tha ka yores ta ja ga na wechi o tin di sarwa zatam tha kan ti sarwa ti ka re na tani pamjur ka tani nyen kha te mares nyen kha te la ka re ze na tani so te semkham ga nyen kha zi tin ri nga chon jam bang ga ma chama ta sar ka tin di zalam tha yung ga dus.
So really, we are approaching, or we're nearly approaching, a kind of crisis. It's not an economic crisis, however, it is a crisis of the mind, a psychological crisis.
Ta pena nga so lobta chimo na na yung khen ka tini lobma zgin na ya te tang ti natun te tang chak yores.
For example, many students who find themselves in university are likely to encounter such issues.
Pena nistong chuanga ga lo tini stong khala tini ngarang teni loma teni the teni lobda chimo teni loma chigdang chasons.
In the autumn of 2015, I met a student or some students, some university students.
Teni korang sacha chik nane teni ta lobda mambu zik nane teni jamde yakshu ang tambu teres.
Well, this actually an individual student was extremely bright, had probably the best results, or was the most outstanding student in a very broad area.
Teni korang jamde pe yakpo yimbati teni jima teni korang teni yang teli zang pena gyanak teni te jarkapchik teni ta lobda ang tambu te sita ta korang tinang la jikta ni korang tinang la songdus.
So this student was, in fact, so talented that they were able to, they achieved the highest marks on the most difficult test and were able to attend the most elite school in China.
Teni tinang la ro tsarwi jis teni ta korang ngama yena korang lobda tinang ne korang ang tambu rezi yena yang lobda tinang la ro tsarti teni tsangma teni jarkapchik nane ang tambu kyang renduzi.
However, upon arriving at this school and in this class, the other students were also extremely talented and bright and elite students themselves, and so this particular individual was not able to distinguish themselves in the same way they'd been accustomed to.
Teni korang ngama korang ko lobta ngala yo pine kamna ta ngarang ang tambo yinda sambandawo tindi samlo tindi nzimba halepa tambo resi ta ngarang ang tambo re teni nge lobchok teso tamjepo ta nga tanjag mare koso dugbore koso jamde yakbo mend ngarang jamde pe yakbore sambi tini korang ka samba de korang tindi nzimba halepa chimbo yo resi.
So this student had a particularly strong attachment to the idea of being the best, to being superior to other students, to feeling that other students were less talented than them. This was something, an idea that the student grasped to very tightly.
Tani lobta tin nala lepi nerkavna tani lobtok teso changma tani khole tani jamdi yakbo tele chang zang tani tata indi tani khorang ka sem ka nala tani te tanglin shi mathavni tani dumar hale pachimbo mamboz sem ka nala yungdus.
So upon arriving in this environment and discovering that the other students were just the same as themselves, or in some cases even better, and not being able to accept this fact, the student experienced a great deal of mental suffering.
Tani los chigla khorang ka tani lojong shi ne tani semkam ka tani napa rene ti tonsir ka nat tebne tani korang lobta nani lojong tsawa shi mathavni korang par kimla longdus.
And in the course of 1 year of studying at this school, the student was not able to cope with this situation and ended up leaving after a year.
Tani korang kimla yongne dawa kashiz desong korang ka phama deso tani chula tapa shinken re tani ngatso satra yongne ta kandi go re thapshi yore de yo mare ze tani zegendos.
And the parents of this particular child were Buddhists, and they brought their child to me, and they were asked me if there was anything that they could do to help their child.
Tani ngatso jena te thapshi yore ze karti kyorang ka yakbo tanglin chi thapsona thapshi yore ze tani ngatso kola te z gum jaw yan rao tani te z lab tani je ngatso sim te z par ka yangbo shi ala tani ngaso sim ko par gushi andawo tani ga thapshi te labne tani dawa ani rapo tani zela ta ngaso ta nyamden rone tani desongse.
And what I responded was that yes, there is a way through both meditation and opening one's mind, broadening one's mind. It is certainly possible to deal with this situation, and over the course of 2 months, this the child who was experiencing these problems regularly came and practiced amongst us.
Tani dawa ni ga jila tini yang korang ta te sem kam yabo re ne hale ba ga yabo tini sangjak tini de remendu ta yena ta montani lojong shi na lojong shi tamkun tini re song tini yang ko par tini lojang na la chen songs.
And so within these 2 months, you wouldn't say that the student became completely cured, became completely revitalized again, but certainly there was sufficient improvement for them to be able to return to school after a period of 2 months.
Teni te pereze, te perchirete, te pereta, te nyoschipu mare, te tenja water, casa kawala pe mambunduzi, tenjinja water.
And this is an example. It's just one case, one individual case, but people like this in a similar situation. There are so many of them everywhere.
Teni America lopcha angdang bote so nala yang taga te tenji mambu yondus.
For example, in the best schools of America, the top schools of America, there are lots and lots of people like this.
Teni terang aso lopchan di nang girgen kashi tang aso kabdashi di teni lopchan di nala tenjin dus, tenji segen dus.
And today, chatting with a couple of teachers, they also shared their views that this is a problem that students at this university encounter as well.
Tati kaps tini, tati nge tana tini, te nga so mos chikta, lopchak chikta, yarkab chikta, sashok chikta, tini is mareze, ten zambolong lopchak, lan zambolong sasha kansa kawa yena, ti lopcha chishu, lopcha zangshu ti so, tini lopmat mambula, tini naton ti yungdos.
And I don't think this is a problem that's restricted to an individual here or an ethnicity there or a nation here or one school there. I think it is probably something that is quite common at top schools and good schools all around the globe.
That tinji kapsa ta khorang bena sim partini go yangbo shi tinji shi matana tini ti kapsa tini tonda ni yungdos tonda ni.
So at the point in time when a student or an individual is not able to open their mind or relax their mind, there are essentially two things that happen.
Teni tonda chigde taringa so gongdo shema takbanda korang rang sem nala napare ni teni mse cholak tang jowa tenji renjo ndu tes chigrize te korang rang makash rang lagbareze mi jan lagyo mare te korang rang. And
the first of these is that the person who experiences this, they develop mental illness and they really destroy their own lives. They're not harming necessarily other people. Who they're primarily harming is themselves. However, the second thing is actually worse than the first.
Telikang chapchiade garzina pena korang loma ni ona ti nangne chishu de korang jamje pe yakboyen ngarang tini duboyen na tini nga korang la margani nge korang la chakdok sheni tini korang ga chigo nang la duk tabne te korang mo jamba te tini te shir roa tenji ga tini lobja mambo na la tini ser mambo shong songs.
There have actually been situations where students who have been seriously afflicted by feelings of competitiveness and jealousy towards others have harbored very negative intentions in respect of the people who were better than them. And in some cases, there have even been situations where they've poisoned other people and caused their deaths.
대시비 지스 드니 다 거랑가 럽쪽라 득담네 드니 럽쪽대 수사자바레 드니 거랑양 드니 지마 하고네 드니 종강가 나라 드니 지그작세다 드니 옛나 드니 거랑 랑금메세 참마 쪽락당 미장금메세 쪽락당 니까디 쪽락당 바레.
And in this situation, for example, if students who have done this and then have been found out and have been imprisoned or whatever, anyway, this kind of thing is a situation where not only have they destroyed their own lives, they also have destroyed the lives or harmed very severely the lives of others.
Deni tesu chama de gang gtone yong gduzena zo de nga cho semkam gtone donda ni gtone de yong gduse.
And situations like this arise from essentially two primary causes.
Shikti gangrezena ta soso ngarang rang teni nga cho lomma chama ganani nga ang tangbo yin sambateta ta korang nga mai na lobcha chikang ang tangbore teni ngarang gadi na nga ang tangbo yin go sambitini halepa tobo teni samba teni nzimba halipa chimbo te chigres.
And the first of these is a very strong fixation or attachment to the idea that they must be the best.
Teni ni te kan rezena korang teni rang le lhaba te lojung ko thola teni jamje ko thola rang le lhaba teni mambu yore te yopati nguyo ko neser reze. Yena korang ko nguyo ko neser te tanglin shine sempar khashine nguyo ko neser te tanglin che go reda teni korang ko sempar go gyamne nguyo ko neser te par kwakne o teni sheja pi gemsum chikte gemsum ni pa de teres.
And the second reason is the fact that they close their minds. They sort of retreat into a contracted state of not being able to accept the reality of a situation.
Teni gemsum te teni yendi ta ngaso sem ko tobo shi go gyab teni par kwa gandhi shi na ya te kwak thya yo mare korang nguyo ko neser je to ngubo tola korang shertang ga loma sige na korang pe teni lapa yagbore rikpa chawore teni rikpa tangbore jangde yagbore jete ta khole kyang lhaba teni mambo yopate nguyo neser je te gakthap ko mares.
So this state, which is one of extreme closedness, of contractedness, of closing the doors to the reality. I mean, the reality is that the student may be bright and may be a very successful student, but the facts of the situation is that there are also others who are even better than them. So that reality, in fact, is not something that can be closed out.
Ti kapsa nga so teni thapsi go ondu se pena nga so teni tongcher ka lamkha la lung yo sa teni ka kabla teni nga so re ga thola yige trini jemdan da teni gyabyo na teni te lung ka par chan mando chet riti thola bukhong teni mambo to di oreze te yo na lung de bukhong to so na ne par ro re teni chat ko mare se ta nga so Remda teni tongcher kanala indua te mamboz la teni pukong chong mamboz ti rega tola teni pungduze te priopate long de par yakpoti na nin roto ya jimsen jes.
So really at this point in time, when a person is in a state of clinging, of deep fixation or deep contraction, we really need a method for addressing this. And we can liken this to advertisement billboards that are actually made of cloth that are hung in cityscapes. And if we look very closely at these billboards, actually their surface is punctured by many tiny microscopic little holes. And the reason for these holes is that the air can pass through the billboard without ripping or the wind when it blows can pass through the billboard without ripping and shredding the advertisement.
Tani karte jemda ti rejiti ngola teni puga chong to karte mena teni longte gyabyong koreze longte kantar teni gyab korete korang nguyo konesete teni longte gyabyong di teni longte paran roma tati teni rejete longte par gangro koreze te rejete longte gangna kantar yang teni rejete teni long teni gakthap ko mare te long rejete par jadni teni thangla yugres.
Regardless of what the situation is, the wind is going to blow. That is reality. That is a fact. It can't be stopped. And if the billboard or the advertisement in question didn't have these little holes, then when the wind blew, it would essentially rip the fabric and blow it to the ground.
Tedang chik pares nga cho sem ko nalayang tindi ga ta nga cho nguyo ko neser tindi jidam cha yong ne kamna tinga so par garne tindi she tang ne te tangdling ka man se yindam man da khorang ka sem ko nala tanglen ma che ne tindi she na tani ni ba ta nga cho sem ti makasa ne tini myom ban rawo ta tani sem ko na pa tindi jen ro re se pe na lung go tani reje ta chan ni thangla satola yu pa dan rawo tindi jen ro re.
And it's the same, actually, this is exactly the same the way that our minds operate. So when we encounter particular situations or phenomenon, negative things, they are reality. We can't change them. But on account of not being able to accept whatever the reality is or being able to deal with it, then just like the billboard that is blown to the ground, our minds also close down in a similar way.
Teni reziti tola puga pukungde yona teni sala malongo. Tedan rabushini ngaso sem go tola yang teni tabshis gche go onduzi sem te yang ngaso yang kir teni samloz tane teni te ko yang bozu she jana teni ngaso pena ngale lakbi teni halepa ga khabarta bapi teni loma mambu yona teni korang tela teni korang ka semkum napata teni rethab ko mare ti kapsa ngaso yindamanda ngaso sem go tola teni chu ngirwas tango ondu par gushi go ondu.
So just like a billboard has all of these tiny little holes, we also need to find a solution like this for our own minds, so that when we encounter situations in reality that challenge us in the same way that, say, an outstanding student feels when they encounter the superior abilities of others, we are actually able to deal with the situation, to open our minds, to broaden them, and not be harmed by these kinds of manifestations in reality.
Teni ngaso tartan zambolong shi tone shapayin nana teni ngaso teni ta longshot teni ungbo teni chowan teni ngaso pamada pami kapta derna leba teni yarjire te chama hagores.
If we speak in a general way about the situation in the world today, then we can certainly say that in terms of material living, that we exist in a time that is probably unprecedented and is certainly better off in a general sense than, say, our parents' generations or generations before that.
옛날에 대당 냠도 되니 가서 샘고 돌아다니 되니 저다 샘 거양 보시 맡으니 되니 등을 망보스 되니 용 대화 되는 영 가서 파미 그 갑리 따다 되니 닌저 섬저 그 되니 더 제망라 However, at the same time, probably in terms of our mental suffering and our mental pressure, that this is increasing triple-fold or four-fold, many, many more times than previous generations have experienced. Teni tapashina tinane pe ngaso nangba sarje wala tapashina chokore mashina chokore te tabashi da mashi tondak mare gantar korang la tini sim go tola yopi tini natun te tashuche ga tabshis gantar go re ma to bate mena teni korang na pachang re.
So in a situation like this, in the kind of societies that we live in these days, what we really need is a method for dealing with the sufferings of our minds. And whether or not this is something that entails having a religious faith or not, be that a Buddhist faith or a faith of another religion, is probably not of the essence. Any person or every person is equally needing of methods to deal with this predicament we find ourselves in.
Teni ngaso me teni nat lipola teni nat navi kapsa te ngaso teni man tongo yoresi ti man ti chikshina pena korang tapa yongking gmo chulu ga tapa yongking gmo teni zga man te korang ka sardut teni sheba ingire chikshina korang tapa tsawane menking zga teni sardut sheba ingire chikshina teni te chulu ga tapa ti nane pena korang ishi chulu la tapa yongking gmo charik pa teni zga man te sardut sheba ingire Chikshina tini korang namba sanki pala taba shinkin ka tini charik pachik manti sartu shiba ingire. Chikshina tini pera korang kachi chulung rao tini zila tini taba yungkin zika tini ta sartu shiba ingire. Gangtar inna tini nga tso ti mutso nat nawini kabna o ti manti taba yungkin zika lewa rita mepaz menkin zika zore tini nga tso zega mare tini nala pantoyo na nga tso manti zagare.
If we're talking about medicine that we take to heal ailments of our physical bodies, we don't ask who made it, what faith did they have? Is this a medicine that was manufactured by a Christian or a Buddhist or a Muslim? We don't ask this. Clearly, we take the medicine if it is directly beneficial to our bodies.
Teni tetang chikparese, tanga so teni semkum ko teni natunde par yakbo ze tax joyaz teni nduta menduze. Te karte yona nga tso teni chulu ka nangla yo na dra 출력 마임바 찬르가 나라요 난자 심坑르방 나라요 난자 강가 나라요 나 당가서 당린 제고레 당린 마시나 되니 소소랑 그 심고 돌아요 빛나던데 다수시야가 답시요 말에 당가서 당린 제고운도
And it's exactly the same logic in terms of addressing the suffering of our minds, regardless of whether the methods are derived from science or from Buddhism or from psychology. Ultimately, if we're not able to take them on, then we're really left in a situation of literally not being able to deal with our problems.
다 딘디 인디 ngacho te semde pe 그 양보시야 te 간디스 레제나 토머 ngacho 베나 남바 상기 반자오 때니 탑시가 왕도시나 강레제나 베나 남바가 있나 ngacho 미 망보즈 그 상로 땅나 남바가 코랑 그 가리제 그레제나 코랑 그다 따따 옹무요 그 네서테조 탐초 볼라 파르 슈르니 옹무요 그 네서테리 파라 유르니 유르탑시가 너우삼니 타우비즈 든디시가 너우삼니 다 코소 든디삼 근도지 망보즈 그 든디삼 근도지 남바 상기 바디 옹무요 그 네서라 파라가 유르니 든딘 종큰즈리 코랑 그 든디즈 랍 근도 삼네가 좀 망보즈 그 든디삼 그요레스.
So if we're going to talk about the Buddhist means of addressing the problems of the mind, well, first let's sort of address what some people think about Buddhism or Buddhists. In fact, a common misconception is that Buddhists are people who seek to avoid reality or avoid problems.
되니 대 말이지. 가서 남바 상기 바게나 코랑 옹무요 그 네서테 강디시네 되니 당린시고 그래지니 딜 톱고 요래지. 가서라 딜 톱소타고 요래 마토바 옹무요 그 네서테라 주네 되니 로터 딘디시고 요 말은 가서 옹무요 그 네서라 주고나 프로톱고 말이지. 주 탑시요 말이지. 되나 인증 문증 가서 때 당린시고 그래. 되나 남바 상기 바 가서 당린시처 그 탑시 되더니 달 톱고 요래.
However, this is fundamentally not the case. In fact, what is extremely central to Buddhism is, in fact, the conviction that reality is something that we fundamentally can't avoid. And so the ability to take on, to accept reality in whatever way it is primary to Buddhist practice.
더니다 딘지 엔딩아 저다 강디체네 당린체 고제나 아소 응포 강당강에 난자 되니 코랑도 응포디 ngasun soa nangla tini ngupu tindizi yo sona dondak tindizi shong sona te korang nguyo nesir reze yinna yang ti nguyo nesir ti ngatsola tini dingmur yongoreta dewa yongoreta yangla dingmur chenbo yongoreta dingmur chungchung yongoreta te 타식도 코랑 것도 응보 코랑 것 탁수시 듣고 말해 가서 셈거 탁수시 그래.
So in terms of looking at things that arise in reality, yes, it's true that events arise, that objects exist. However, in terms of the amount of suffering they cause us, whether they cause us suffering at all, whether they cause us great suffering or only little suffering, is this something that the event or the happening decides or determines, or is it something that we are in control of?
더니 디 값은 가서 셈거 남길더 더니 무부 때 가서 빼나 가서 초아나라 돈닥 총총수 숑송나세 뭐 가시가시 그 이나다 빼나 돈닥 총총총수 숑송나 때 할리바가 때 돈닥 침볼라츠 그래지 뭐 가시 그 할리바 돈닥 침볼라츠네 어땅한 딘디즈레송 다 딘디레송나 양아 따디양 네서 몸부즈 용거래 다 마음바랑아 찍찍찍찍렌저 그래삼니 코랑 그 돈닥 총총레 메나요 때야르 야침보 끼네 딘디 셈거 딘디시니 따그래 딘디시디 딘디 코랑 그 셈거 돌아 능문 할리바 침보 용거래.
And there are some people who, upon encountering a circumstance that is perhaps, let's say, relatively minor, nevertheless really blow it up. They sort of really render it in very mammoth proportions in their own perception, and on this basis experience great suffering.
더니 카시가 빼나 코랑은 소화가 나라 더니 돈닥 침분다고 던디스 숑소나양 코랑가 셈 것도네 셈 뽑았겠네 셈 빠당당당 비고네 때때 돈다 침보즈 말에 때때 탁주시잖아 나랑 그 탁주시 탑거래 덴디 잡친 보즈 말에 삼네 그 덴디 따 그러지 덴디 따나 덴디 등머 때 시당 침보 있나 덴디 말 총총 렌도운도
There are other people, on the other hand, who, when experiencing or encountering events in life that are probably, let's say, generally regarded as rather major or extreme, are able to generate a kind of conviction or confidence in their ability to cope or address this situation, and on this account not experience great suffering. And I'd like to talk about this through an illustration, through an example.
Tani perna muchiko tani te koranga ta korang yin rambo la koranga tani ta koranga langkor yakbo tani nyogo samne ta tani samne ko yin rambo la tani rewa jamne tani yirmu mambo shi perna koranga trobo da koranga teso mo jamba cho tani langkor yakbo koryo ta ngala yang tani yona ta nge yin ta mata tani nge Ragore nyamne teni koranga ti sem kanala mambo samni teni nyama chila teni koranga gormo mambo tapshi mambo shini gormo teza ragne teni langkorde teni koranga nyo tabjandus.
So we can liken it to a person who has been really thinking about and really deeply wanting and desiring to buy a car for a long time. They see those around them having cars or purchasing cars. They too formulate the idea that they need one as well, and through various means they accumulate the necessary money, and at the end of a period of time are finally able to buy one.
Tani koranga kare samgo origina koranga mi jamba cho tini langkor tindi korne tini ndro kapsa ti koranga samna ota ngala tindi langkor zigbu yakbo kordiona nge ti kornin ronata te pe kebu ingire chorwa kebu ingire tini mu jambo thamche pola tindi me ngarang la tindi yona te pe nawa tubu ingire samne koranga ti samne tini langkor te nge rana samne rambola tini samlo tangwaris.
And the thought of buying the car was sort of premised on the fanciful idea that when they had it, it would be such a great feeling to drive it out in public and be seen driving the car, a car that not everybody else had. And there was sort of this kind of projection that they often had.
Tani koranga langkorti nyone ta dawaschi dawani yana dawasum tendizika rangla teni koranga langkorti korna teni koranga chorwa ke boyong korang nawa ke boyong langkorti korangla nawa ke boda teni chorwa deada tendi teni terke yores te langkorti korangla dawaschi dawani dawasum tendizla terthuk yores.
For the first month, for the second month, and even for the third month, this person did indeed, or was indeed able to experience a very happy feeling from having purchased their car and driving it around.
Teni ti kapsa perna dawaschi ta dawani ta dawasum tindiz ka nangla teni koranga langkorta jambazla dabjagna yana koranga langkorte borsona.
However, after, say, this initial period of 2 or 3 months, let's just say that the person crashed their car or they lost it somehow. Well, at this point, they experienced great mental suffering. Now, I would say that probably everyone here tonight has had a similar kind of experience.
Tini dawa nga jini tini kale koranga langkorti te korangla kebo chorwa kebo ta chi korang ngarang ka haliba yakbore samne korang langkor nala deni mar pab muptra jinrawata te kale mendro res.
That after these first few months, that feeling of elation and happiness derived from having had the car slowly fades away. Teni
kale teni koranga langkor te korna yang ta nga so langkor kiman rabo Tendis ma tokbati chorwati kola menro dos.
And eventually so that there isn't really much feeling whatsoever to be gained from having the car.
Teni ti kapsa teni ta kola lakhor te jambala damnanda yana teni lakhor te teni porsunanda teni ti kapsa teni kola digmuri yongda yongore semtola maki pa teni yongore ta yana dawa tambo da dawa ni pa teni kapsa ni yongomare si ti kapsa.
And if a person was to crash their car or to lose their car, let's just say at the 5th or 6th month mark, then it's true to say that they would have some kind of suffering. They wouldn't feel so good about it, but their suffering would probably be quite less than the intensity that they would have experienced to have lost or crashed their car in, say, the first month they had it.
Ta tinja bozu ke penanga chu mo ni gum jerwa la samlo ta na mo ni gum jerwa halepa zapu jerwa halepa tang zapu imbi ne kabna tini mo jambati jangla manim bata mare patindi tez lena kaja shananda leka tindi lena ti khorang ka semla marki pape mangbu yong ko rezi tin jerwa halepa zapu imbi kaps pe na chiwa yenanda jerwa yenanda tindi halepa tang zapu imbi ne kabla tini mo jambati kaja shana Mazambati lekalena, ganglena, the most chibotela shikin halipa chimbo yungres.
And it's the same with relationships between people. When we are in extremely close or intimate relations with another person, then when they do something that doesn't please us, when they say something that doesn't please us, it really does engender a very strong reaction in us.
Tani koso tini tsiwayenna koso onjewayenna jewate kale mara teni penanga chuchi na tangbo yar khorni teni tez mar kale teni chu jotsat mar yongwan rawreni tachi na tezen jambun raw teni chapi kapsre korang cho onjewada korang cho tsiwate mar yar halipa chimbo sone teni mar yone ta jang da boteni chapi ne kabna teni mujambati teni kajashana mujambati lekandra mandalena tim muchubotela shikin tindi chembo yong manduse chembo yong mares.
So if we were to say talk about this in terms of romantic love or romantic affection, we can sort of say it's like boiled water. When it's at its most rolling boil, then when people say or do things that don't please us, then they really hurt us intensely or they really influence in an intense way. But when the water comes off the boil, when it cools down, maybe when it comes to a lukewarm or a tepid state, then what people say or what they do, it doesn't seem to affect us in the same way. Do you think that this is how it works?
Yeah. Is
it okay if I ask a few questions?
Yeah. Yeah. First
one's for you, Al.
Yeah.
Yes. Al.
Yeah.
Yeah. The go behind Alistair.
Yeah.
Do you think this is how it sort of functions?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Reason to
Re.
Yeah. Tini ti yenna kyarang samlo tana ti gimsun te kala thung tu samgandus. Ma kyarang tinala shamato ko mendu.
Oh, sorry. What do you think the reason for that is? The fact that
the more you want something, the more disappointed you are when you don't get it.
Yeah.
Or the more you don't want something, the more upset you are when you do get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, that's one reason.
Yeah. Tini ne te ola yoshi ndungdoa. O te chigins ya. Ti kyarang samlo tana ti gimsun tsawati ndur denishana tsawati kala thundus.
If you were to sort of put it in one pithy statement, what would you say the reason is for this intensity of suffering?
It's hard to put into words.
시까모레 캔돌라.
시카모레. 야. 라스.
시시했구나. 시까모레.
시카모레. 야. 라스. tani tangen de shong ni chi zhe yin zi ya tani de la ching de morang ge ya me o la lu se o la ya bo mo shing de wa ya ki sam na ya ko ya keren ge sam na ti gim chen de pe na nga ma de ko ra dawa ti na la dawa khashi yo ma to sung yo ma re tani dawa khashi kong la na ko ra la ding mar hali ba chim bu yung go re tani dawa khashi ge jila yang tani ding mar chim bu yung go ma re ti sawa ngomati khorang kariris ti langkhur ti nyangbare songrebda yana kariris.
So what do you think is the really root reason that at one point in time the feeling of losing the car or having the car is extremely happy, or losing the car is extremely sad, and then a few months later this feeling is not so intense? What would you say the primary reason for this is? Is it the fact that the car has got old, or it's changed in nature, or something else?
I think because it's like you have the intensity of your attachment to your desire, I guess, makes you blinkered. So your view is very narrow. And then, for me anyway, when time passes or I have more, I can see more widely in time and then also in space. You feel less attached to one way of seeing. Your view is more open.
Teni mobojilan jinjak hajong teni shukchimboziana teni sim rangshin hajong kutok pochagre teni to yimbo teni jes pechi jinjak tem shukchimbo magzina teni pechi simyan tem kutopo teni.
Yeah, wonderful. Yeah. 야, 드니다 가서 보바가 나니 야, 지금 대란 접쇼다야. 맞은다나 주 결항이야. 큐. 계란 그 삼나티 김승 가리를 삼 거야. 큐. 어이 교인 난 죽건도 야야.
그 직관적으로니 찌빠나고 친구들이 아니 누구 가라는 데라 찌빠지 간 데라 레와 친구지 잡지야 그런 진나고 참아 티안 티찌빠들 라고 나는 데라 지는 거지.
야, 대시 기르다.
To have a strong desire for something, then one is, one has a very strong desire for something, then one has intensity of feeling, and then with the passing of time, if that intensity of desire lessens, then so does the mental attachment.
야, 더니 참마가 란페 약보 잡송세 띠낭네 란띠낭네 다른 가서 뽑아치기와 대당더니 화랑니까 라 약보 잡송 네 띠디 삼근도스.
Everybody's answers were extremely good. In my view, I thought the nicest answers were on this side of the room.
야, 다음에 때 페스티그고니 시작해인세. 페스티그고니 페르나 아랑가 락바가 나란드 njena 아랑가 락바가 든디 존에 락바가 즈가 보트가 dumni 든디 드니 데요네 겁나 드니 식침보즈 그드니 바로 촉소나 때 아랑가 락바가 바로 마땅나 바로 땅 마시나가 든디 존에 다다나 아랑가 즈가 간디진도 그래서.
So if we were to illustrate it by using my hand grasping the microphone as an example, let's just say that I'm really grasping it so tightly, I'm using all of my energy, I'm expending all of my energy on grasping the microphone, then what happens?
야, 대 켈란지보다 간디진도 그래서 난 저거.
You get tired.
네, 지역에서 앞에 탕체로 그랬어.
당신도 그래. 다른 간디린도 그러지. 화장실 침 보이나? 나런
Let's
것들이
just say
많잖아.
that even more than that, the grasp is so tight.
Break your microphone.
네, 지역에서 기복되더니 쫙 쳐고.
야, 데레스. 야, 드니 나런 거 마진이 든디신이 자요나 든디신이 자잖아 드니다 식 침보 계속나 내가 라발라 경거리스
치즈 궁금해서.
나랑 그 라바고 드니 자 드니 까르근도 드니 담보 만진이 든디신이 자잖아 드니 식 침보근도 파케소나 내가 암저거 솔라지 경요어리스
If, on the other hand, I was to rest the microphone lightly in my hand like this, but a strong force was to rip it from my hand, would my hand be hurt?
Please?
No.
No, yeah. There is. Then, yeah. Then also, Nama, Lo Tongcha, Nida, Nabia Gorola, then also Nangba, then suar baganala teni labaganala teni shachushia te tapshisuyores labanala.
So 1250 years ago, the Buddhists were able to perform an operation on the top of the head.
Teni ti kangresena teni labaganala mbushigores mbu teni mbuti korang ka kangba lakpa chama teni ngacho labaga tsaganala ndedi shinin thamyores 탐요나 디 값스틴디 팀 보티틴디 렌저나 되는 가서 라바가 싸도서 차차 총총도서 되니 마카시니 되니 뭐 원부 마창완다고 딘디진다고 그래서.
So I'm not exactly sure if I've got this entirely correct, but there was a case of some kind of bug or very small creature inside the head, and that had very strongly grasped the inside organ, and if it was removed in this way, then all of the person's faculties would go with it.
then 디 값서 되니 만바데서 고소 탑시강리 땅도제나 데 코랑서고 무디야라 렌야가 되니 깜바르와 깜바디 메가나라 차부시오레 차부 되니 깜바드 차부시니 보텔란든디시니 종자나 되니 깜바디 차부인 비김성 거 되니 보티 되니 깡락바 참만 든지진도레스 탕첸도레스 깡락바 되니 야르 렌자나 되니 라바가나라 되니 사티솔라 뀨용 거 말이지 디 깜바 차보르와 깜바 차보 코 보텔란 종자나 되니 보티 라바다 깡바 참바가 차살란든디 지오바디 파르든디 신도레스 깜바 차보 코랑 그 리란지나 데니칼레 렌자나 데 차살라 뀨용 말이지.
So what they had to do is find a way to make the bugs release this extremely tight grip that their legs had on the vessels. So it was necessary somehow to relax their grip, relax their legs so that they could be removed in a way that didn't harm the person's blood vessels or capillaries in their brain.
Then 대당 찍바레세 당아초 다리 코나 샤바데르장 아초 웅보치 되니 당아초 웅보 랑코리엔나자 강엔나자 땡아초 담보신인데니 담보신이 셈거나라 아초 셈건데디 또보신인 저요비값스 되니 코랑 여러와소나 야나 코랑 아초다 프라소나 되니 아초 셈거나라 마침부조 그래서.
And it's the same with a human being. When they're in a state of extremely tight fixation on something, when they're grasping extremely tightly, when they're attached in an extremely strong way, then to wrench them from the object of their attachment in a sudden or kind of violent way can cause them a great harm or a great wound.
되니 디 값스 되니 당아서 답시 강고 그러잖아. 당아서 빼나 딘디 빼나가서 다리 락바가 되니 까르부텔란 딘디 담본 지위네 겁나더니 코란 시침보 텐소나 되니 저거 락바상마 메바땅 거리 디 값스 강도 고즈나 되니 코란 건 팀비네 겁나 알아서 땅 주고 그래 데 땅시고 근도 가스.
So it's just like me when I'm holding the microphone. If I'm grasping it extremely tightly and then suddenly a huge force comes to take it away from me, then in that process my whole hand will be destroyed. So what I need to do is have the knowledge to release my hand when that force comes so that the microphone can leave my hand and not harm it.
대 모랑가 란잡아들이 란야보 잡송세 되니 내 카르테 땅 마시나 되니 락바 사마 젠조 그랬음 저거 사마 젠조 그래.
So you answered very well. If I don't know to release my hand, if I don't know to relax it, then it will, my hand will be injured.
되니 티값스 땅가 좀 가르와서 담 착그래서 nga 좀만 가르와서 담 착그래. 강레지나 되니 파땅고나 되니 가서 셈거나네 땅 탑고요 말했어. 되니 마땅나 되니 가서 등을 침부용 그랬어.
However, at this point, we find ourselves in a state of conflict, in a state of contradiction. On the one hand, if we say we're talking about releasing the object, well, we can't release it. But on the other hand, in clinging to the object, it causes us great suffering.
따티 값은 가서 가르와리 다 양나 가서 셈거나네 파땅고 그랬어. 양나 가서 셈거나 마땅니 증고 그래. 제티 동고 우부 토라티니 페나 랑코르테 코끔마가 계속 살나 되는 가서 셈거나니 진나야 따티 판도요 말이지.
However, it's just like the car. Let's just say that it's stolen by a thief, and our mind is extremely fixated and attached on this. Well, it's not going to do anything. It's not going to do us any benefit. The fact of the car being stolen is as it is.
되니 티 값은 가서 되니 셈거나니 파르 땅어야당 셈거나니 마땅어야 니까테 대 가서라 케강레 종강레지니 습다스 잡나 대티 토라 치즈 잡긴두스.
So we need to be able to actually calculate in this kind of situation what the respective benefits and losses are of grasping onto something or releasing it.
되니 치즈 잡나 땅 가서 랑코르테 코랑 마카시사 코랑 촐라땅 양나 잡네 되니 다 자완에 많이 받지 양나 뭐잠 봐서 그 끈이 되니 송차지도 대 가서 셈거나라 간지 그거니 셈거나라 담본즈나요 콜하령 용거레베제나 데코 용기 민도즈.
So in a situation where the car's been crashed, it's been taken away, it's been lost, etc., then no matter how tightly we cling or grasp to the idea of the car, it's not going to bring it back. It's not going to achieve this at all.
되니 카티 티 네컴나 가서 셈거나네 양테니 땅 마트니 되니 제나 다 랑코르테 되니 마카시아다 디 토라타롱 가서 셈거 토라양테니 이람보라 되니 등머 용근도 와테니 때나 가서 중니 랑로운도스 진네 랑코르 마카시소 니네 가서 셈컴거 토라 등머 mam보용 되니 등머 용이 김천진 가서 양 샤와잠바 mam보라양 시킨테 되니 제나 가서 중니 랑로운도스 카르티 셈거나네 파르땅 마타나.
So if we're actually not able to release our mind in this kind of situation, then we incur two kinds of loss. First, there is obvious the loss of having lost our car. But second is the suffering that we endure as a result of not being able to release ourselves from the fact that our car has been lost. And then this state of mental suffering is something then that affects other things in our life. And so that suffering actually multiplies.
Tani karte ngaso semganani par tang thavna semganani par tang tini thavsona te ngaso chongchik matok ba tini rakam maresi chongchik poti ngaso langkor me pa chakso te matok ngaso semganala dungar mamboti yong mare te na ngaso chongchik matok mendusi chongni o mare chongchik matok mendusi.
However, if in this situation we are able to release our minds, then we only find ourselves incurring one kind of loss, that is the loss of having lost our car.
Teni tine kamna langkor meba chakbalda langkor cholok sujirwati nguyu ki nesr reze te kora nguyu nesr reze.
So in this situation, the fact of our car being lost or being crashed or damaged or whatever is a true fact. In an objective sense, this has happened.
Teni nguyu nesrti ngaso ti kapsetini ta tanglin che go reze nguyu nesrti tanglin che na teni ngaso semganani par torzinandra yana teni nguyu nesr o ta langkorte chaksar sonze yana borsar sonze ta kantar te nguyu nesrte ta te nge tandaleng yen samne teni shejana teni langkorte par semganani tor jagbare par tang jagbare semla ngubu korong me ba chakre ta yana semla ti no pa yung mare.
So at this point in time, if we're able to accept this fact of the car being lost or damaged or stolen, to deal with this, to accept this as the reality it is, then harm won't come to our mind.
Tani ti kapsa tanga so pena 금마당 tini 금마다 작바다 tinji go tini chani ngaran chola tini chorang go gorkh kershok ze tinji zena tani ti ne kumna nga so yana gormo pharta kyata gardi matna tini soso rang lipola tini da choncha go tini ormada yana chola yang nyenka yore de ti ni gnala tini nga so gang dam go re zena ti kapsa tanga so gorkh ti pharga ik jite re nga so ta lipota 쪽 약보레소나 골몬티네 가서 양키르 자르나 쇼거레 때나 티 갑승 가서다 림포다 쪽때 담거레 골모 담거 말에 골모 파라 이거레스.
It's just like, let's say we're in a situation where we are being mugged and the assailant demands that we hand them our purse or our bag. Well, in this situation, we're presented with two choices, either to yield our possessions to them or not to, and on that account be stabbed with a knife or perhaps even lose our lives in the result. So by yielding our bag in that situation, we certainly lose that. We lose our money, but of course we can probably earn it again. At any rate, what we do preserve is our life.
Pe te tang ra bo she ni ti kaps ti ni tang aso langkor ti ni me ba chana ta korang me ba chak song se te nga so par lo tang ina nga so simkum ti ni de thang re de na simkum yakbo detangre dena tini nga so gale gormu sone yang langkor yang nga so nyona tini gorkab yores karti nga so ti kaps tini langkor tila samlo tane tini to simdug mambo sangne tini chejana nga so simkum de tini nat resona tini chima nga so tini langkor yang nyoya yo mare matsis chibo tini choklak tangare ti kaps ta ti nane nga so damka shegona simkum go detang te nga so dam go gres.
And in the same way, when we experience a unpleasant happening in our lives, when we lose our cars, for example, then by accepting this fact, whilst we lose our car, and that is a reality, we spare ourselves from the mental suffering that comes with us. If we, in fact, hold on to that mental suffering, if we harbour it for a long time, it can cause us all kinds of strife, perhaps even result in mental illness. So really, in that situation, what we're choosing between, or what we are choosing to gain, is, in fact, our mental wellness.
Teni nga so namgin ina nga so moschigi na teni noba mambo yore nga so deyang ala go chama go ni chikyang partor ko man samni teni sam gareta ina andindi ga neser musur ko kapsa teni nga so yenda manda damga shi go re chik partor chik ser len teni ma to bata niga yoya ti kapsi yung mare.
Of course, in the ordinary course of life, we find ourselves wanting this, wanting that. We've got all kinds of desires, and we certainly don't think, oh, well, I'm willing to sacrifice this or that. However, in particular situations where we really have to make a choice, it's important that we are able to see what we need to hold on to, or that which we want to protect, and that which we need to yield in a situation.
Teni ti kapsa ta nga so gandhi che go re na ta nga so tapshi shi go re ma to ba nga so tapshi mena nga so la tapshi yakbo zo mena teni nga so sem gona ne par tor gona ti tor thab ko mare je mus dang se na pe na nga so sem gona la dumur mambo yung teni gomo marani gona ni yakbo mukh teni nyama mambo re ti teni ni ma khna lipola nad mambo yung teni leka lagba gona ni shur teni mambo yung re However, in
terms of yielding and releasing our minds in such situations, without having a method that we can rely on in order to do so, then it's probably not likely that we'll be able to do it. So even though that we may know that, releasing or yielding in that situation is what's going to be in our best interests, without a method, then we're not going to be able to do it. And then we're going to have the same problems of harboring the suffering and everything that goes with that. It'll negatively affect our health. It'll negatively affect our working lives and other aspects of our lives as well. So it's important that we have a method.
tani te pernanga cho tani rinzak tani shernir kang tani zik tani mo ringo lan zangkeng mo chithambala tani koso jiglin yore ti pe ti tone kwa lena kwa pe yakbolen ki yores rinzak shenkeng tani shernir kang tani zik tani ringo lan zangkeng mo chithambala koso la jiglin yore te koso ringo lan zak tamna kandi yenzene koso la mian shizena ngorjik tani len yores pe ti tone ngai pe ti ngramba jun sha yung ge pe ti tone kwa lena ta kwa yakbolen ki yores.
So there is the example of a company that has obtained insights into mountain climbers.
Tadi yak bos koso perna nfshuk tani rinzak tani shernir kang chik koso shernir kang rinzak shin kang mambo sir dani ta s rinzak la shina ti rinzak tani le ti ngorshu tina la s yona gasare zene koso jigslen dus rinzak tangshan yundong oya tani ti mo chithambala so tani jiglen yores ti jigti lord giding shayon te tone kwalena ya bolen yores.
So this was an investigation that was undertaken among 10 mountain climbers as to into who was the more successful among them and why.
Tani koso tani shanir khanding jig kandilen juzina ngorjik kandilen juzina ta perna chorang chomo lama tola tani drone te relan zakpine kamna ti chorang ngon te la tani musjig ndozi tani chorang mutte dang chorang ni ka parla komba chima tokpa menduze komba chima tok mendu tani ti parla tani yana khorang ti musjig boti khorang ngola komba chinro sant nga jila komba chilindu karti mati mena ngarang tes komba chigum jogna da ngarang ang tangboren jogres nga atang borin jogwa ta karti khorang komba chigum hulan ro saso ta khong tang borin jogre tindizi yona chu gari che yenzeni tini kosola chiri jawab konduzi jiglen pikas jawab konduzi.
So they posed questions to these 10 mountain climbers, and they said, so what would you do if you're on a mountain face and ahead of you, 10 paces, is another mountain climber? They are in the first place. If you were ahead of them or if you were in their situation, you would be number one. What do you do in this situation?
Tini ngamar gabudi kandi lanjam duzena ta ngarang katini nrandershia gammatini rewa njaya gammatini nransu shisa gammatini ngasu komba chima to manduwazi ta komba chima to mena ngarang komba chapar dignity nga khorang ka ngolandroni tani rungolandro yenzene mur guti tinti shandus.
The way that 9 people answered, they said, what I'd do is I would just charge ahead, I would run those 10 paces and get in front of them.
Tani mur chapati khorang country zenduzena ta mo jabati zina ta korang mo jambata korang ngarang le ngol la tini ta komba chitni korang rona chok ti man rona chok ngarang rang tini jomo lama risila ngarang kampani jakthya te ngarang zurji yente korang ngol rona man rona nga kage te chabar mezini tindi nga kale ro zini khulan tindi jamdu ze mo jabati.
But the 10th person said, well, to me, I wouldn't really do anything. Ultimately, the fact that if I personally am able to reach the peak of Mount Everest, then that will be my own achievement. And regardless of whether that person is in front of me or behind me, that is ultimately what I'm aiming for. That is how the 10th person responded.
Teni rinzakshini kanti teni mul guti o teni ta jambala ndramdershini ta ngar jinjo hautika jikyenze teni shajati o ta kyorang ringolandrona kyoso shiryong topsa mare kyoso jingcho masongzeni mul guti jing mamcho pashindus. Mur gaboti korang kapena ngarang ngula mo chikang ba komba chima to manduga ta nga jikyenze komba chila nga jik inkayenze na teni shini ndramdershina teni korang teni jigjana korang zavzam machena teni korang hongro gore tena te 교초 징초 마송 교초 가르티 릉고란조나 조모랑망고란조나 시르용 탑사 말에 교초 징초 마송 전에 거기서 렌문두스.
So these questions that they were posing to these climbers was in order to choose the most probably qualified climber. And what the company determined was that the first 9 people who answered that they would run ahead to get in front of the first person were not qualified to be a proper climber, for the very reason that by running and charging ahead, it's likely that they would have slipped and fell off the mountain, or at any rate not have been able to return.
Then 뭐 집안에라 결혼 그 징촌득지 다 결혼 강런 고란조나 교사용 도사래 결혼 촌득진득지.
And the 10th person, they said, so you've passed the test, you're the most qualified person for the very reason that you would be able to get to the top and also come back.
대 간디제나 머스직보디 다 머잠바티 홍란조난자 만조난자 나랑랑 데니 좀몰라마르 실란조 트비자테 나랑 그즈지인 마토테 잠방아 코송홀란조나야 총다 만조나가 홍라 통소나 약보레 이나 코랑 총홀란조나야 데큐모도 나랑양조 요레 삼네 코랑 삼바탐보레즈 데니 코랑 징초도 요레스.
So the person who said that regardless of whether there's someone before me or someone behind me, the fact that I actually reached the top of the mountain is my honor and that's my priority, this person was chose as the candidate.
다 대당다 보시는 아주 낭바은안에 탑시강 지어르잖아 배낭 아주 로마니 다 코니 장진 잡본다 보용네 든디시비네 겁나 드는 직보디 어다 나랑 싫당 나랑 것들이 로중 것들이 주장스 할리반 통보 있나양 다 잠바티 때쯤 토나 드니 코랑라 마르가와치 드니 마르가와티 드니 차독시 드니 야나 코랑라 득다바다 야나 코랑 그세 마키 바요네 코랑 말송하다 든지젠도레 드니 잠바타 드르나티니다 든지젠도도스.
And so from a Buddhist perspective, we can say it's the same in terms of two students who are both very bright. They've both got they're both of very able academic performance, but one of them is such that when another gets the slight edge on them, they feel resentment, they feel jealousy, and harbor other kinds of negative mental states.
Then pena di kapsang aso nangba nala kantishayorizina then koso di tabti mebachiya tondala then korang個jisi yarang zya then di tabshizu de korang so de godrukshendos jisi yarang.
And the way that the Buddhist take on how this student who feels this way can go about relieving themselves of this pattern of feeling negative when other people have the edge on them is through developing the ability to rejoice in the merit or positive attainments of others.
Then jisi yarang zya di kantisharizina pena ngaso lomani gotini ramnyum gogoni lojongshina chibode ngale tezal haboti dishona te nguyo nesres te nge tangdelengo ore te nguyo nesres.
So two students who are usually studying in relatively similar kind of way with similar kind of ability, when one slightly achieves something or achieves in a slightly better way, that is a fact. That's the situation as it is, and that is something that needs to be accepted. However, without a strategy, a means, a method, a way, then it's really not possible for a person to accept this.
Then tabshiti gangrezina ti kapsangacho then soso ranch bolandang margebachi janlayang dang jamne teni ranjin jamnyum chine jambala ngarang la iti yondeng yona yonsi yakboyona ngarang pe gagreze ten rabozo teni mi jamba cholayang yonsi yona te korang pe gagreze ni teni samgores.
So in that situation, we aim not to just be thinking about ourselves, but to think that as it is when I achieve something, I feel very happy about it. So too does another when they experience something positive.
Then ti kap ka thapsi ti kangrezina ngaso darjin jiwa zeya teres darjin jiwa rang tini sala mi jamba jak tini jamba ga sala mi rang jerne darjin jiwa zeya samlo tansar ziyore te samlo tansar yakshu chires.
So we call this exchanging self for other. And when we're able to do this in such a situation, this is really the best method or one of the best methods we can have.
Tani tenga so perna nupshok rigne ga nala samlo tang pa na kap kap ste te z mandrik pan ra ore sam tendi sam khen yong yo res.
Majikpa.
Mandrik ba.
In terms of Western culture, there are maybe some points or aspects that are a bit problematic.
Tani perna jamba te so yarji sona tini nge da jarka ta khola jin tendi samlo tang na tini ngarang yarjin ro mare tendi njig mare tini inda manda nga yarjin ro go kho yarji man ro wa che go samni tendi sam go gore samni ma khashi tendi sam gores.
Probably some people feel that when others advance ahead of them, that by allowing this situation to take place, they are going to be put backwards and they are going to be disadvantaged by allowing this to take place. So in some ways, we need to think about a way to prevent another person from getting in front of us.
Tini te partana shiso toni tana te dimbandra boresi o te niling ndu sambandra o tendi resi.
Probably, I mean, if we look at it from a factual point of view, or maybe an external point of view, we could say that maybe that is the case.
Rite tu ngubu toni samlo tana tini ti kaps tini mus jamba te ngale lhapa yemba te nge tangling kangtar ngarang ka tangling chi gore ma to ba te tangling chi matavna te par gagba ta tindi chena tini ngarang jile chang jili lan ro gres.
However, in actual fact, that is exactly the kind of time when, through being unable to take on and accept the fact that this is the situation as it stands, then we will in fact drive ourselves backwards and increasingly backwards.
Pena ranzak katini mteso ta mtambo te ta mnipati parla komba chima to mena mnipati samna ta komba chitinga par jignjok korang ngolan ro samna tenga so partana shiso ni tana nga so hobd katana o tin jingdu samba ti samlo tin jingdu te yagbore tindi gogore samba ro tindi rezi te shirtang nga so partana tab debo chini tana samlo yagbo matana tindi rezi.
If we look upon things in a simplistic way, yeah, I mean, you could say it's just like the two climbers are on the mountain and the one who is ahead of the other. It's true that from a very simplistic and short-term and sort of sense that by propelling oneself forward and running that you'd get in front of the other person.
Rite jimu goni samlo tana tini koranga ang tangbo te loya ga chet tini zabzab machine tini par jujang ke tini na tini ko tini maral hongne ta tang te mayna korangla ang tangbo mena ang ni pan rawo tini korkub yore ta korang korkub tsawani me parene tini lang rogre tita chikbores.
However, clearly by running ahead, there's a very strong likelihood that a person would slip, they would fall, and not only would they, if they had continued in their steady state, they may have obtained second place. By falling off the mountain, they sacrifice everything in the one go.
Teni ti tondala nga so nangba nangla ti na simkum ko thola teni yongder ke chet teni samlo tansar mambo teni kodushen doze.
So in order to train our minds to be able to deal with situations in such a way that we're able to accept reality and spare us from such situations, we've really got a lot of methods, a lot of ways in the Buddhist toolkit.
Teni pena ti kapsa ta ngarang ke jisi yarang shine ngai lobchok te pena ngale lhagba rendu korang yonchen ngale lhagba rendu ta pe yakbore korang tini ngale lhagba rendu tini ngale lhagba yonsona nga so lobchan di nangla tini korang ang tambu rendu tini ang tambu yonsona ta ko pe korang sem gagre pena nga ang tambu re sona nga pe sem gagndua tin rapo shine korang ang tambu re sona te korang yang pe sem gagndu ta te halipa yakbore korang tini re sona te pe yakbore samne ngarang tini sem ganani tang de len ni ngarang yang titola korang la tini gawa gumni tini she jangna tani ti ngarang sem tola nasai sem nasai yung ko mare ngarang jili re ko mare ngarang sem gavi tone ngarang teli jang yar jin ro res.
So by training ourselves to arouse joy and pleasure in the achievements of others, in the same way that, say, our fellow student achieves better than us, by being able to realize that just as I would feel glad if this happened to me, this person obviously feels good that it's happening to them, and on that basis I feel glad for them. The ability to be able to do this, to be able to train ourselves in this kind of habitual response, is something that can spare us from a great deal of suffering and perhaps the development of more long-term negative mental affliction.
Tani nga tso shirtang nga tso namgin yinna ching jamnyim rata, tani changman jamnyim goa ta, changma la tani tom nyambo yakpo goya, tani mi changma ka tani sheshe karizi. Rita tong ngubu toni nga tso sayi na mi ger sadang sayi na jamnyim tsaga na yung kumare nga tso ngarang rang yakpo yung go samne tani sam kiyores.
So even though we are always talking about how we're all the same, we're all equal, we're all, yes, it's all equal, we're all the same. In actual fact, when it comes down to it, we do tend to think in a rather selfish way that we should be better or we should have more.
Tani te nesar te ta tandi yung go ti tani nga tso te la thomar rugby zhonglig la tani she go wi gimtsin ta kang re se. Nga tso lojong she go rugby zhonglig ka thone tambo kowa yakbo ling go re lojong she go res.
So in order to train ourselves, or in order to, in respect of being able to generate this kind of ability to deal with this situation, it's necessary that we first have an intellectual understanding of what the benefit of being able to do so is.
Tani gimtsin te yakpo ko sarwijini tani nga tso gomgyab go res, nga tso gomgyab ni sem ka nala ti gimtsin te so yang ni yang to sam ni o yang sam ni pe na mi jamba ngarang ka lop chok te ngale tini yang takbare ngale tini yunsen thumbo re sona tani ngarang gar go gimtsin te kang re nga sam lo mambo tang ne o ti ni re te nga go ga go ndu ti gimtsin ndu samba te so rang ti sem ka nala ngishi yakpo ki go res.
So after having developed an intellectual understanding of the logic or the merit of doing such a thing, we need to really deeply reflect on it in meditation, contemplate this very deeply, so that we in fact are able to generate a confidence in this, in being able to approach situations in such a way in our minds.
Tani gimtsin te nga tso yakpo lojong she ne tani ngay tanglin she tsarwi jini tani ngay ta zo tani ngay samlo tani samlo tani zhondr she ne yin rangbo zhondr she na tani kale ngune chani ngarang ka tani rikpa ka tani rikpi zhonglu ka tani ngay te yin tani che gogore te yin gogore samba tani maimbar laling ka tani ngune chani mi jambaz yunsit tani yung kintiz yona tani ngarang yang pe simla gane o tang ngi lop chok te pe yunsit yakbon du ngali yang lakbare du pe yakbore samne ngarang simla gayong gres.
So by really being able to rehabituate our minds through contemplation over and over in a meditative situation, we're able to generate this confidence in the merit of approaching situations in this way, such that when we encounter a situation where someone is better off than us or whatever, we don't have to think in an intellectual way. Oh yes, but you know, I'd be happy if this was me, and now they're happy now, so I should be happy for them. We don't have to think in such a mechanical way or an intellectual way. We'll have already habituated ourselves such that our instinctive reaction is to feel glad for another person, and through doing this, we'll spare ourselves great suffering.
Tani ngarang tso namgin nga tso samlo tansir te kandi risa zena ngarang tso samna o tendi samnyam kumare tendi samna ngarang la nopa yore te ko yargi sam manto wa tapshi she go re tendi ko yargi to wa te yakbore samne te ngai tendi jise yana tendi shena ngarang la no kare samne nga tso namgin tendi sam kres.
But of course, our ordinary thoughts or our ordinary attitude is that to feel joy or sympathetic pleasure for empathy for other people's achievements is something that brings harm or disadvantage to ourselves, and that rather than do this, we need to think of a way to prevent them from getting ahead.
Jeti ting ngacho soso rang yarjin roya la nopa yorevizina te nopa tsawane yo marezi ngacho yarji soso rang yarjin roya la nopa mepa matsa teni tenji gtini semkam tela tenne te ngarang so teli yang yarjin royorezi.
However, this is fundamentally not the case. Not only will being able to generate, being able to rejoice in other people's good fortune spare us suffering in an immediate sense, it will also enable us to flourish personally ourselves.
Ota tinti te ngacho lehlapo otone teni semkam go teni natun takshu chia go teni gum gyablik zirezi te kate jipu teni tang zapo teni teni lojong she samna teni ngacho shunjik la lojong she go re shangchu seng shobalan jikpa te la lojong she na tinana pe mangbota pe tang zapo ta yabu yores.
So this method that I've just been speaking about, if it's something that you're interested in learning about in a deep and profound and subtle and very close way, then I would recommend you studying the way of a bodhisattva.
Tani ngacho lo shonji ka nala ta kanji yoreze te ngacho ta nyamling chilu ngomati kanje tapshin ngomati kanje rezena tani ngacho terang dindi ga chuzo ni ga nala changma sha thya dindi yo mare tani ngacho yang jima muntne tani rimji rimbe tani lojong she go re tani shina tani ngacho changma ti tapshi de so yakbo shi ung gores.
Now, unfortunately, within the space of a couple of hours, it's not possible to really go into great detail the process of how we would go about really practicing on generating this sort of habituated response. However, it is something that over a longer period of time, by committing ourselves to learning about it, that we will be able to gradually familiarize ourselves with these methods.
Tani tenji gu goni ngacho semkum ga natunde takchu shena te ngacho man zawale tani gyanjir tongjer te yabo yore man thongwale te gagres.
So we can say that by being able to practice in such a way, or being able to deal with reality, to accept reality, confront reality through such methods is far more preferable than taking medicine.
Tani pena ngacho shunjik nala yo pitini tapshi te chong aso peshe tane aso semkham gotini natun te so mar mepa chena tene ngaso namba sanji ware rento rewezena tengi pa yo mareze karte chora namba sanji bala tapa mena yo kyong mare yena namba sanji pa nala yo pi tapshi te so te chora rang peshe tana cho susu rang la pantong rore.
So the methods that are expounded in the way of the bodhisattva, if we put them into practice, does this make us a Buddhist automatically or by necessity? Absolutely not. It doesn't mean that you're necessarily a Buddhist by doing this. However, they certainly benefit practices or methods that can be of benefit to anyone.
Ya tini ngachu chatta chwa chilin tama te imjik josong tsamala te ji chi ji yin.
Thank you, everybody.